The MLB season is almost here, and I'm previewing every division. Then I'll have my season predictions. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a video. And I'm starting off in the AL West, and the first team is the Los Angeles Angels. They finished last season in 5th place at 63-99. And this offseason, their only notable player that left was Patrick Sandoval. Then they added Jorge Soler, Yoan Moncada, Travis d'Arnaud, JD Davis, Tim Anderson. Then on the pitching side, they added Yusei Kikuchi, Kyle Hendricks, and Kenley Jensen. Overall, I think their roster did improve, but their pitching staff still concerns me. Yusei Kikuchi is a good pitcher, but he's not a pitcher you want to be your ace. On a good team, he would be a 3 or 4 starter, but with the Angels, he's their number 1, which is concerning. Their number 2 prospect is Caden Dana, and he's a starting pitcher, and he has a lot of potential, but he did struggle last season in his first 3 starts in the majors. In 3 games, he had a 9.5 ERA, and his whip was above 2. And in spring training, in 5.2 innings, he has a 15.8 ERA. By adding Jorge Soler gives Mike Trout a little bit of protection in that lineup. Last season, he had 21 home runs and had 64 RBIs, but he's having an amazing spring training this year, batting .385 with 3 home runs and a 1200 OPS. But realistically, if they're going to win games, Mike Trout has to be healthy. Last season, Trout only played 29 games, and Trout's only played over 100 games once in the last 5 years, and that was in 2022 when he played 119 games. And another bright spot for the Angels is their top prospect, Christian Moore, should be called up this season. He was drafted last year with the 8th overall pick, and last season he played 25 games in the minor leagues across A-ball and AA. And across those 25 games, he batted .347 with a 400 on base percentage, a .984 OPS, and hit 6 doubles and 6 home runs. So if everything goes right, I think they could be a pretty good team. Their over-under for this season is 71.5, and I'm taking the under. Next, the A's. Last season they were 69-93, and didn't really lose anyone this offseason. This offseason they added Gio Urshela, Luis Severino, Jeffrey Springs, and Jose Leclerc. Urshela is a solid veteran utility player. Severino's coming off a very good season with the Mets, where he pitched 182 innings, had a 3.9 ERA, a 1.2 whip, and 161 strikeouts. Then Jeffrey Springs has been a very good pitcher with the Rays, but he's been struggling with injuries over the last few seasons, only pitching 10 games in the last 2 years. But in 2023, in the 3 games he pitched, he gave up just 1 run in 16 innings. Then last season, in 7 starts, he pitched 33 innings, having a 3.2 ERA and 37 strikeouts, and that came out to a 123 OPS plus. And total in 4 years with the Rays, in 86 games played, he had a 2.6 ERA and 268 strikeouts. So if he's healthy, he should be a very good addition to that rotation. Then the A's have a very young and exciting lineup, especially with Lawrence Butler. And last year he had a breakout season with 24 doubles and 22 home runs, and just recently signed to a 7-year contract worth $65.5 million. Then they have Brent Rooker, and last season he had a career high 39 home runs, and the year before that he had 30 home runs. And he's just overall an amazing power hitter, and he even hit for contact last year, batting .290. Then they still have Shea Langoliers, Tyler Soderstrom, and Zach Geloff. He did have a down second season, but I think he'll bounce back. Then they have Jacob Wilson, their rookie shortstop. He only got to play 28 games in the majors last season, but he has a career batting average over 400 in the minor leagues, and I think he's going to be very good this season. And I think the A's are going to surprise a lot of people. Their over-under this season is 71.5, and I'm taking the over. Then the Texas Rangers. Last year they were 78-84. Over the offseason, they lost Andrew Heaney, Kirby Yates, Carson Kelly, Max Scherzer, and they traded away Nathaniel Lowe. But then they added Jock Peterson, Jake Berger, Kyle Higashioka, Chris Martin, Robert Garcia, Jacob Webb, and Sean Armstrong. So they added a lot to their bullpen, and they'll have Jacob deGrom back this season. So overall, they should have a great pitching staff. So their rotation is going to be Jacob deGrom, Nathan Eovaldi, John Gray, Tyler Mahle, and Cody Bradford. They still have a great lineup with Marcus Semien, Corey Seager, Wyatt Langford, Jock Peterson, Adolis Garcia, Josh Young, Evan Carter, Jake Berger, and Jonah Heim. And they won the World Series 2 seasons ago, and I think they're going to have a bounce-back season. Their over-under is 85.5, and I'm taking the over. Then the Mariners. They finished last season 85-77, and this offseason they lost Justin Turner, Josh Rojas, Yemi Garcia, and Jorge Polanco, and they only added Donovan Solano and Rowdy Tellez. They arguably have the best rotation in the MLB, with Logan Gilbert, Luis Castillo, Bryce Miller, George Kirby, and Brian Wu. But pitching is not the problem for them. But their lineup's not that great. They still have Julio Rodriguez, and last season was a down year, even though he still hit 20 home runs, 17 doubles, and batted .273. Then they have Cal Raleigh and Randy Arozarena, but that's mostly it. This team is going to be carried by their pitching staff. I still think they're going to be a pretty good team, but I think they're going to be held back by that lineup. Their over-under is 84.5, and I'm taking the under. Then finally, the Houston Astros. Last season, they were 88-73, but this offseason they lost Alex Bregman, Justin Verlander, Yusei Kikuchi. Then they traded away Kyle Tucker and Ryan Presley. Then that Kyle Tucker trade, they got back Isaac Paredes. Then they signed Christian Walker and Brendan Rodgers. Overall, this offseason, they did get worse. They took 2 massive hits to that lineup with Bregman and Tucker gone. They still have a very good rotation with Framber Valdez, Hunter Brown, Ronel Blanco, Spencer Algretti, and Hayden Wesneski. And later in the season, they'll get back Lance McCullers and Christian Javier. I still think they're going to be a good team, but I think they're going to start regressing. Their over-under this season is 87.5, and I'm taking the under, but I think they're going to be around 500 this season. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Goodbye.